Greetings, Masandawana. We're back once again. We're back to preview what a few weeks ago promised to be a top of the table clash. But yeah, after a few defeats, our opponent suffered in the last two games. It no longer is. And yeah, we haven't had a guest in a long time. And we thought, no, this is the perfect time to invite a guest. And we're joined by Malume. Are you grand, Malume? Grand?
As always, I am okay, my brother. I am good. My health, even it's also good. I am Malume grand, always. Thanks to the Masandawana fan for an invite, and I really appreciate it. And then thank you for you guys hosting me.
Thank you for making time to join us, man. You always share interesting views on the timeline, and it's only fair that as one of the members of the Sundowns family and the Masandawana fan vlog, it's only fair that we have you, and hopefully this is only the one of many times. And yeah, also joined by by Rapelang. Show Raps.
Show Ezo.
What's up?
I'm not winner.
No, man, I'm good. I see now that you're done with your exams, no. Sharp, man, sharp. Hey, so more real school, eh?
Yeah, no, at least can I go festive, you know, the lemon taga relax, but I'm looking forward to see how the Lanka thing before our December break towards the end of December mode.
Are you gonna be Rapelang the cellular, or it's only Neo the cellular, more Masandawana fan vlog?
You know, Neo ka December ke ngwana wa tshwenya a thola halalo o nyamela fela.
Yeah, man. Yeah, no, let's start with the preview, guys. Malume, when our guest, and now we start with you, man. Are the wheels coming off Stellies, or this is just a minor slump that is to be expected when you look at the size of the team Stellies are, or alarm bells ringing?
Well, for any team that is trying to pick up their feet, having it being their third season in the top flight, I think they are still in a good shape. I wouldn't write them off as yet to say their wings are falling off. It's only in them how do they respond to this situation that they are facing, and how can they go about reclaiming back their form and also their winning streak. So the form that they had throughout up until they lost their match against Orlando Pirates, I feel it's still the same even now, even though they lost a game against Royal AM, but they showed hunger, they showed they keep on persisting to get that goal, to get that winning the match. And also they are players, they have that mentality of winning. So I don't have that thought of them having to going through losing one win, and then I think it's a slump actually. It's a phase whereby as a team trying to get your momentum, somehow you're gonna get to trip off, and then it's up to you how you wake up and keep on running the race. I think they are still in a good position to compete, but obviously competing against Sundowns is another thing that you must keep your level at par always. You don't have to limp this week, and then you are on top of the form. But for me, they are still there, competing for a third position or fourth position.
Yeah, true, man. Yeah. And having watched the game, Rapelang, to be honest, they had so many chances. I don't think they should have lost game Royal AM Raps. Well, now what do you have to say regarding their recent games?
Look, I think they started very well this season compared to the last season where at this stage, they lost a couple of games. And also, we have to consider that last season they finished number 14. So this season so far, they are number 4. They've played very well, but they played a lot of draws. I feel like there are certain games where they should have won. Example, for the one against Amazon, I think they should have done better in terms of protecting their lead and getting a 3 points, because of they are playing at home, and you can't be 2-0 up at home and you allow the opponents to bounce back and get the point. But so far, I think this is a phase whereby they should pass as a team. But I think they will definitely bounce back if they manage to rectify those Molangana mistakes that they have as a team. But they're a very good team. They don't have a lot of superstars. They're a team that relies on a collective effort. And so far, they've done very well this season. But in their last 5 games, I think that is where the performance has been dropping a little bit. But I believe for a team that has decent players, they can still bounce back and win some of the games.
Yeah, man. And having said that, Raps, do you think it's the perfect time to face them now, or they're a wounded animal right now? They'll be dangerous. You'd have preferred us if Stellenbosch when they're still a high fly.
Look, I think right now, obviously, one would say their confidence it is a bit low because of they've lost 2 games in a row. I think coming to this game, we are the ones who are the favorites in this game, and also they are playing at home. They can get a point, but I'm happy that we managed to play them at this stage where they lost 2 games in a row.
Your thoughts on that, Malume?
Well, I agree with Rapelang. This the phase that we are going to face them at, it favors us a lot because we are coming from a win. We are coming from a draw that we didn't expect and losing 2 points. So and then we won our match, and then it gave us another confidence booster that we can still continue with our great form throughout the season. We can still win matches, and then having to face a team that lost, that drew and lost in their past 2 matches, it gives us an edge of having an upper hand on that match, and also we are going to capitalize on the break from them conceding so many goals in such a space of time, and then we are also having an edge from their players. As Rapelang said, that they are confident. Obviously, it will drop somehow, somewhere. They will feel like this is like we are losing what we had in our hands. So it is an upper hand for us going to this match, that we are more of the favorites to win the match. Yeah, that's another thing.
Yeah, man. And another thing to take into account is that we've played them 3 times. We've beaten them 3 times, and I look at their stats, ne? And what I see from the stats is exactly what I expect of a team like Stellis. I mean, they lock position. I did not expect them to be up there, but the other stats that I will read out, I kind of expect from a team the size of Stellis. I mean, they've played 13 games, they've won 5, they've drawn 6, which is quite a lot. They've lost 2, their last 2. They've scored 15, conceded 12, goal difference 63, and their own 29 points. So you look at their XG, expected goals for at home, it's 0.61, and they're currently scoring 1. XG home again at goals against, it's 0.84, conceding 1. So it's what I expect when I think of a team like Stellis, and like I've said, the size of that club. Where at home they average 52% ball possession, which will change Aholo this coming weekend because they're facing the one team that dominates possession. And the one thing that I saw, or I picked up, and it made perfect sense for Nakore, most of their goals, the highest number of goals that they score in the first 10 minutes, like 27% of their goals, which makes sense when you look at how they play. They're a very pacey team, so they look to get at you, score an early goal, and then once they score, they know that you're going to come at them and they'll capitalize on the pace that they have. So I think Barca sets them up in the way of, okay, let's get an early goal and then attack the opponent. And then they concede most of their goals between the 11th and the 20th minute and the 41st and 51st minute. That's both 25% of the goals. And they have two guys who are really on form, man. In Dupree, who's got 5 goals, and Mendieta, who's got 4 assists. Malume, how do you think Barca will set up for this match, and what will be his approach for this match against Sundowns when you look at their strengths and weaknesses as well?
Well, what I'll pick up as their weaknesses, it is mainly their defense. Their defense, it's not press resistant. When they are highly pressed, they commit a lot of mistakes. And also, what I'll pick up from their defense is that when they are attacked, they tend to lose shape. You'd find their right back in a left center and in the left center back position, or their left back in the right center back position. The 2 goals that they scored, the 3 goals that they considered against Paris, it was the mistake from the back, having the first goal being the press from the second goal. The second goal from being the press to Alan. So their weakness is that I picked up that their defense it's a bit shaky. They are not that compact as they used to be. But again, not them being not that compact, they also have individuals in their defense which are good as Zita Macheke, who is like exceptionally good, who does cover for their center backs, and then also giving that edge of that. Strengthening their defense. And then the other weaknesses that I have picked up, I think Dupree has improved scoring wise, but in terms of technique and decision making, he's not up there yet. He needs to prune some things from him. Like the coach needs to work with him on some certain things, like how to make a decision in the final third and how to use them. And also, I don't know whether I can pick this as a weakness or what, but Mendieta is good, but he has those softish shots to the keeper. Always, he does make direct shots, but they are always soft. So a keeper can flex on them at any given point. So that's the thing that I think they need to fix on. So Barca playing against Sundowns, I think he will obviously look at getting us on with pace. He's definitely gonna look at having a game that's like too pacey, that it's too fast for us. Knowing that our defense, we normally have a defense that likes to play at a slow pace, and then him having to breathe and having Stanley Dingba or Jabbar or Mendieta, he knows that his balls are going to move quicker, and then trying to find passes at the back of our defense because they are a bit slow. But their strength going to a match, I would say it's definitely going to be us to be looking at Junior Mendieta. He's so good carrying the ball from the middle to the final third, and then finding those passes for spaces. For to breeze, and also him the technique that I spoke about. But if ever it's that strong technique, it can kill us. But since I've picked it up as a technique that needs some extras. So, and then another thing, Barca that can work and best to kill us, I think it's having Jabbar is such an exceptional player.
Marvelous.
Having an exceptional player, having Jabbar and Sinkala and Junior and then Royan in his midfield, I think that's can bring about a threat to us. But in all, I think that their best player, it has to be Junior Mendieta. Their strength lies in him when they're going forward. Him being good on set piece, also him being good on finding the place, him being good to rotate the ball as well. I think that's the best what can Baka bring upon us.
It's funny that sometime last season when we were about to play Stellis, we called Mendieta Gaston Light. But at this point in time, Gaston is Mendieta Light, actually. But yeah. Raps, Malume Ubuaka, his shooting, as he mentioned, or no, his shots normally lack power. He just reminded me of Power. Ruben. Well, yeah, that guy was one of the most talented players I've ever played with, but yeah, his shots, man, yeah, they were worse than Mendieta, man. Your thoughts on Raps?
Look, I think they come from two defeats. I think he will be happy if he gets a draw playing against a good team such as Mamelodi Sundowns. But I think the approach will be that in defense, let's not try to be smart and build up from the back, whereby you know you have a guy like Shalulile next to you who can press you and dispossess you. Because if you look at Robertson, the goal that the error that he committed where Hoto pressed him and won the ball, I think Baka will tell them, if you see danger, just clear the ball and we'll fight for the second ball. And also, they know that playing against Sundowns, they won't get as many chances as they got against Royal AM. So he'd want them to be more clinical up front when they play against Sundowns. So because of Dubre's matches, he has scored goals. I think he also misses a lot of goals. So I think in this game, you try to be as clinical as you can because you're not going to get many opportunities up front. And also, they play through Mendieta like Malume has said. I think if Mendieta is doing very well in the game, he managed to carry the team. And you look at the game against Orlando Pirates, I think he was a little bit quiet. And also Van Rooyen was a little bit quiet because of Orlando Pirates' left side was very solid. They had Woto and they had Marco. So it was difficult for Van Rooyen to push forward as he used to and to create those chances. So I think against Sundowns, let's be solid at the back. Let's not try to be smart. We play the ball at the back because the only player that can play from the back, it is Ruben Johannes. And when he's not there, the likes of Robertson and the Hood cannot do that. So let's try to play the ball behind the defense of Mamelodi Sundowns and look for PCA, Dingba, and Van Rooyen because they are more dangerous when they are in line and they make those runs whereby they are on the shoulders of the defense because they are quick to turn and make those runs. So I think this will be a game whereby Baka will definitely try to be as solid as he can and do not offer Mamelodi Sundowns space to dictate and also to harm you. So I think that's how we'll approach this game on Saturday.
Yeah, no, guys, Mendieta is a problem. I'm really worried about him. I like the fact that he plays the ball and then he follows the pass. He doesn't play the pass and wait. Yeah. So I think, and he can pick a pass, man. The through ball that he played for Dupree, goal against Amazon. Yes, not many players would have done what he did. I mean, to face your own goal and have a speed of thought or no, that guy could be onside and play that type of pass. And it's not only the through the slip-ons that he can play. He can play a pass only from the middle field to the front line. So he's really, really dangerous, man. I think there's a goal. It was, I think, Chipa. Their goal against Chipa. He played a delicious pass. So we need to really take care of him. And there's something I picked up. Yeah, Dimba. Dimba got his set piece, especially the second phase of play. So there will be a corner, we clear it. As we push up, he's always lacking more 18ing. He's pretending as if he's pushing up player now to stay in. No, he's lacking waiting for the ball. He scored. Watch the goal that he scored against Amazul and then go back to last season when he played them. Watch the goal that he scored against that. Identical goals. So really need to keep an eye on that. And then, now Quinika, like you said, Zita, who's changed his surname, he's been amazing this season, man. But I think if they play Robertson, forget that mistake he did. First goal Hoto when they played Pirates. Apart from that, I do not rate him. I don't see how he's good aerially on the floor, marking. He's always caught out of possession. Maybe he's writing exams because he's one of those players, but I know he's well educated, so maybe his focus is on exams. But yeah, I'm gonna give you guys the lineup that I think they will go for, and then you will tell me if you agree with me or not. I think they will drop Robertson they'll play Sage, obviously, Stevens as goalkeeper, and then they will play De Goede, Tetwa, and Quinika. And then you'll have Van Rooyen and Van Heerden on either side. And then you'll have Jiba with Sinkala. And then their front three will be Mendieta, Dimbale, Dupré. Do you guys agree or disagree?
I think you'll definitely go for that lineup because of it is I think against Sundowns, it is the best team that is capable to get a point or 3 points against Sundowns. I think this is his best lineup.
When Malume?
Yeah, I think also I agree we might go for that lineup. Having Jabbar and Singala and Junior, I think it's gonna be his magic stick in trying to penetrate the Sundowns into the defense. I think him going with that lineup, it's possible way for him to find a point or 3 points as completion. Yeah, I think it's his stick. It's a magic stick to penetrate us.
Yep. With that out of the way, how do we beat these guys? I will start with you, Raps. How do we beat Stellies on Saturday?
Look, I think at the back, we have to be smart because of a guy like Dupré and Dimba. They can press the opponents and get the goal, and you can't afford to make silly mistakes whereby you are faced with a pacey opponents because of when they win position, they are quick to go on transition. And also, how can we beat them? I think against Skukuni, I liked what Grant Kekana was doing in terms of pushing up with the ball and spraying that pass that helps us to bypass the middle field and find the players who are between the spaces. I think if Grant can continue doing that, I think it will help us because of his passes are very key in terms of our build-up and also breaking the middle field line of the defense. And also, like we have said, this is a team that has conceded a lot of goals and also they are disorganized at the back. I think a guy like Shalule and Franco up front, they should always keep them busy. Try to make sure that they are off positions and there's movement. And when there's movement up front, as there's mobility, I think that is where they struggle a little bit. And also, like I said in the previous game, I think we should have variety of approaches. I like the goal that we scored, the first one, where we used our width, Dow bumped forward and crossed the ball, and I think it is Shalule who had it down for my aim. I like that goal because of it. It shows that we don't only rely in terms of penetrating the team through the middle. We can also go wide and create those chances. And against a team like Stellenbosch, who are not good at the back, I think we can get a goal. And also at set pieces, as much as they are tall, but their marking at the back is not convincing.
Man, as you're talking about crosses, that you liked the goal that we never scored because we used with last season, Shalulile, they scored 2 headers against Stellenbosch. So, yeah. Malume, how do we beat these guys?
Well, I think our golden key has to be the partnership of Pavon and Shasha. I would love to see Shasha, Pavon dragging at least 2 of their defense, creating that space for Shalulile to have clear shots, to have clear goal scoring opportunities. And then I also have that in mind, Rory. We have those one-on-one dribbles. Since I've seen Neoma Yeme is good on dribbling, having those one-on-one dribbles can create us maybe a clear space for us to penetrate them, and also it can also create set pieces that we can utilize, like he can utilize. Since when Steven, he's one of the good goalkeepers they have, but also he's also mistake prone. He has that thing of when he's given a powerful shot, it stings back, it bounces off his hands, and then Peter, him and Pavot being positioned well, they can capitalize on that also, and also having to occupy Allen or Mtetwa. Mtetwa also is a youngster who doesn't have that much of an experience. Having Shasha and Pavot, like marrying them like for the whole game, for the whole 90 minutes, it will create us that space, that golden spot opportunity. And also in our right and left backs, and I think we should also be cautious of the pace the 2 people, Dimba and Breeze possesses. So I would need that would not to be too complacent, to move too forward, and to not to fall back in time. And also, like we know, he's not that good defensive, but he's giving us an edge when we attack. So I think if we can work on our left wing back and right wing back, they are solid defensively, and they are solid when we are in attack, and also having Peter and Pavon, I think that's how we can beat them. Otherwise, with our center backs, I am much more confident that we are not having those silly mistakes that much. Other than that, other than the mistake that we had on our previous match, but otherwise, I'm okay with that. I think that's how we go about beating them.
Dennis is out. Who deputizes for Dennis, guys? I'll start with you, Malume.
I think the experience of Kennedy, it's what I am looking at, and coaches might also look at. Having Kennedy has been good when given an opportunity in goals and given a run. Like I would definitely start Kennedy being as our keeper for our match, and trusting that he can also like produce that like he gave us in his past 2 starts that he had this season. So it's definitely Kennedy for me, who might get the help from the coaches.
Raps?
I will definitely go for Dennis, but I won't be
Dennis
surprised.
Dennis is suspended. Why are you playing a suspend? When I 10 days to know.
I'll definitely go for Kennedy, but I won't be surprised if the coaches go for Riyad, because of I think in the league he has started more games than Muweni, and he has kept a clean sheet in all the games that he has played. So I won't be surprised if they start Riyad, but na Kivayale Muweni.
Yeah, no, we have such a great goalkeeping department, man. I wouldn't mind anyone. I wouldn't. This time last year, I wouldn't have said this, but Riyad has been playing really, really well, to be honest. So I wouldn't, whether it's Riyad, whether it's Dennis, whether it's Ricardo, I'm fine with anyone. Malume, since you're our guest, our lineup?
I will have Kennedy in our goalposts. I Our number 2, I'll have Mudawu, line like K. 4 and 5, I'll bring back a Rashid Derek.
Hey, Malume, you old man. The 2, the 3, the
No.
4 and
So our two center backs, I will have Rashid and Grant Ekana. Since I think Musa is off for Musa. We rushed him to get him back to the first 11. I think that's the only change that I'll make from our previous match. And then we have Jali, we have Domingo, have Mayama, have Zwane, and also a partnership of Pabon and Chamuli.
Raps, would you make any changes to that lineup?
Yeah, definitely. I'll also drop Mosal Busa for Rushin the Rook. And I'm in between in terms of starting Domingo or starting Rivaldo Cotia with Antile Jali. But let me say I'll start Rivaldo Cotia.
I was actually going to do the same. I'm going to make 2 changes. The same one, I'll drop Musa for Rushin. I'll drop Hashim for River. Let me tell you my thinking behind the score. Like we've been saying, Mendieta is always facing the opponents, and I think you need a cover. It's Rivaldo, the type of cover that Rivaldo brings in. Because I've noticed Rushin is very good at pressing someone who's facing his own goal. Not Rushin, man. Domingo. He's very good at that. So with someone like Kimang Mendieta, he's always facing the opponent's goal. So I'd be more comfortable having River. Guys, we're running out of time. Score predictions, Malume.
Comfortable 3-0 win. A goal for Power. He hasn't scored for the longest time now. And then a goal for Line and a goal for Mshishi.
Okay. Raps? You're definitely going to win 2-0. No, Miami will score, and we will get a goal from one of our defenders.
Okay, I'm not gonna make any predictions. I'll just wait for the game to end and then I'll take you guys for getting the predictions wrong. Yeah, that's it, Masanda. That's another episode of the Yellow Corner in the Bag. You will see us next week, Tuesday, when we preview our game against the Spice Boys. Malums, thank you very much for joining us, man. We'll definitely have you again. And yeah, we really appreciate you making time to be with us.
It's my pleasure, guys. I thank you for the opportunity and thanks for inviting me.
Hey, Raps. Cheers, Masanda.
Ciao, ciao.